Hello everybody, my name's Gary, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you back with me. It's the end of the season, congratulations to Manchester City, commiserations to Leeds, Southampton and Leicester. But now that the season's over, we need to have a look. There's some key English players who are very likely to leave their clubs this summer. Where does that leave them? Where are they most likely to go? And what does it mean for the national team? So let's take a look at some of these imminent transfers over the summer and I give my thoughts. So starting with, as of today, announced today, I believe, the Bundesliga Player of the Year, not the youngest, the Bundesliga Player of the Year. Arguably one of the best talents in world football at his age. Remember, he's only 19 years old. Yes, Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, as we know, plays for Borussia Dortmund, who agonisingly missed out on the title on the last game of the season. Bayern Munich winning their final game, Borussia Dortmund failing to do so. But the rumours surrounding Jude Bellingham have been going on for a while now, and it really does look like now that he's going to sign for Real Madrid. It looked for a period that he would be coming to England. Liverpool, for some reason, seemed the most likely fit and seemed to be the club that was continuously linked with him most strongly from an English perspective. But it seems like Madrid are starting to build their own, I don't know, are they doing Galacticos again? Who knows? But Jude Bellingham is their number one transfer target, and it, from all intents and purposes, if you look at it on Twitter, which obviously we know doesn't mean anything, but according to social media, it's essentially a done deal. So it looks stuck on that he'll be joining Real Madrid this summer for €100 million or around about that mark. And obviously it's a big move. It's a massive move for Jude Bellingham. He is absolutely world class. He's probably England's best player alongside Harry Kane, and he's only 19 years of age, so whoever signs him, it's a fantastic signing, and I think he'll go from strength to strength. I mean, at Real Madrid, I just think he'll be unbelievable again. Can't see any scenario where he's staying. He will be getting his big summer move this summer, so let's see, but it looks like Real Madrid is on the cards. Now, the rest of the players are obviously English-based, and the majority of these players are coming up as a result of the way the league's finished, essentially. So, as I said at the start, Southampton and Leicester have both been relegated, and within their squads, there's three top English players who are, and they are top. Forget where those teams have finished respectively. The players I'm about to mention have been by far the most outstanding performers for these teams, and they will be leaving those clubs this summer. And the first one of those is James Ward-Prowse at Southampton. I would find it really strange if he stayed there, and it looks like he's going to be on the move. Who knows? He will stay in England. I think he'll definitely stay in England. And there's one club that's going to keep coming up and going to be linked to almost every player, and that's Newcastle United. Is he a good fit there? Does he go, I don't know, does he go to another mid-table style club? I'm not sure. He's a top player. He is a top player, and he's played well. He's had a good season. He won't obviously fetch a price anywhere near what he would have done without them being relegated, so he's definitely going to be on the move. Where will he end up? Who knows? There's going to be a lot of Premier League clubs interested in James Ward-Prowse, and I think he'll be one that goes through pretty quickly, as well as Southampton and some of the other clubs try to balance the books following their relegation. So let's wait and see. But James Ward-Prowse, for me, I think will be a great signing for any Premier League side. The next on the list is Harvey Barnes. Now, Harvey Barnes has been phenomenal for Leicester. He really has. He's a top English talent, still young as well, so got plenty of years left ahead of him. Again, his price will now be significantly reduced considering Leicester's relegation. He's too good for the Championship, far too good for the Championship. They're going to cash in on him. Where does he go? Again, Newcastle's going to be linked with him, and I've seen Newcastle linked with him. I don't know, is a Tottenham a good fit for him? Will one of the bigger clubs come in for him? What I mean by that is your Man City's, Arsenal's, Man United's. Again, I think he wouldn't look out of place in any of those teams. He really wouldn't. And Harvey Barnes is going to make a great recruitment for any side within the Premier League, but Leicester in no position to negotiate really, so there'll be a good battle for his signature, and I think he's a great player. So Harvey Barnes is another English player on the move this summer. The next one, same club, arguably a better player and had a better season and probably the best season out of all of Leicester's players, and that's of course James Maddison. It's weird, James Maddison, because his career hasn't actually suffered this year. He's come out at the end of this campaign as comfortably Leicester's top player along with Harvey Barnes. Really outstanding performance all year. Any sort of significant threat that Leicester had was coming through him. He's obviously had England performances as well over the past 12 months, so his career seems to have only been going up. Leicester has obviously gone down, and he will no doubt be leaving this summer, again at a reduced fee, and I think he could easily be signed by a big club, a big club. Again, Again, Newcastle are going to be linked because they've just got the money. Who knows what they're going to spend this summer, let's be honest. So they're probably going to be linked with everybody, but we haven't seen them spend big yet. But he would be a great fit there. Tottenham probably were a good fit. Man United, all these clubs would, I think, be a great fit for James Maddison, and who knows where he'll end up. I wouldn't like to see him go to City, though. I don't think he's been linked with City. But any other English club, I think he would play regularly for them and be an almost certain start. So for me, James Maddison has to leave Leicester this summer, and indeed he will be, but where will he be? And I think he'll stay in England. He will stay in England. Now, arguably one of the most high profile in terms of his reputation is Mason Mount. Mason Mount has been at Chelsea. He's been out on loan, obviously, previously, so he's got experience of being at other clubs and done well at other clubs. But Mason Mount and Chelsea just seems to have soured, doesn't it? He hasn't had the greatest of seasons, and his career seems to be stalling a little bit. And I do agree with him here. I do think a move is the best thing for him. I think he needs new pastures, new surroundings, new challengers. Again, who's going to buy him? He's going to stay in England, or he's going to want to stay in England. That's pretty obvious, but I think it's a bit Marmite with fans, Mason Mount. I think a lot of fans either love him or loathe him. I don't think there's many in the middle. So he's a good player. He is a good player. I personally am not a huge fan, and I don't think he'll be worth the sorts of fees and probably wage bill that he would demand. I don't think he's worth that yet. But he's still a young player, worth a bet. He's certainly played good games in the past, and he's clearly a good talent. So he will be on the move this summer. It looks like he's not going to sign a Chelsea extension. It'd be interesting to see where Mason Mount ends up. So another huge England midfielder on the move potentially this summer, and it seems to have been going on every summer for the past 3 years, but it finally looks like he's going to move, and that is Declan Rice. Declan Rice, of course, of West Ham, has had a good season despite West Ham's troubles. West Ham are, of course, in the European final this summer. Will that be his last game for them? He is strongly linked with a move to Arsenal, which is quite interesting. Will he want to stay in London? That may influence his decision. I don't think he'll go abroad, but Declan Rice would be a great fit for any Premier League side. He really would be, and it'll be interesting to see what sort of price tag he fetches, because previous seasons we've been talking about 150 million, I've even heard in some reports. I don't think it'll be anywhere near that, given the fact that he's only got 1 year left in his current contract. But it will be interesting to see where he goes, because I do feel like, and I think West Ham fans have resigned themselves to the fact that this is probably Rice's last season with the club. Still a very young player, so any club who signs him have got probably a good 10 years left out of Declan Rice. I think off the field as well, he comes off as a really good ambassador for any football team. I think the competition for him is going to be fierce. It seems like the speculation regarding Rice, like I said, has been going on a long time, so who knows where he'll end up. But it looks like Arsenal is the favourite, which is quite surprising to me, but let's wait and see. And finally, Captain Kane himself, yes, Harry Kane, will he leave Spurs this summer? Will he? That is such an important question. I mean, I tweeted this week the final Premier League goal scoring tables. We all think Haaland's run away with it, and he has really, but Kane is there, only 6 goals behind. He's just a goal scoring machine in a team that hasn't been playing well. I mean, you could argue if Kane was at Manchester City, would he have scored the same amount as Haaland in the Premier League, or more, considering he's not too far behind in a poor Man City team? I just think Kane is just absolutely fantastic. His hold-up play, he brings the rest of the team into the match. He scores goals from nowhere. He's a phenomenal player. The problem is, as we all know, if he stays at Spurs, he's likely to end his career with no trophies. Does he want to win something? If he wants to, now's the time for him to go. Where will he go? Will he want to stay in the Premier League to beat the all-time Premier League goal-scoring record? I think all the rumours suggesting that he really wants to do that, but then that leaves the options limited. He's not going to go to City. Man United, would that be a good fit? Possibly, but he's not going to go to Arsenal for obvious reasons. Chelsea are struggling, so maybe Man United's the standout club there for him to move if he was going to stay in England. But Harry Kane, it's going to probably be the biggest transfer saga of this summer. Will he stay or will he go? Because they won't want to let him go on a free next year. We're all going to have to keep our eye on that. I think wherever Kane goes, he'll be an absolute goal-scoring machine and a regular for England. But he's one I'm most excited about over this summer. So let me know your thoughts below. Any other big moves that you think are going to be happening? Where do you think some of these players are going to end up? Would you like them at your club? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all on my next video.